Welcome to the Wakefield Doctrine, the theory of Clark, Scott, and Rogers. This is part 2 of the weekly video posts. Part 1 apparently is a secret post and isn't posted with this one. But nevertheless, to end up the week, I thought I'd go over a couple of things before we go into the weekend. A lot of discussion this week among readers, specifically Lizzie and Zoe and Jean and Stephanie over at Life Unexpectedly. Good discussions, helped get a clearer understanding of the doctrine, applications thereof, but it made me think that, okay, let's get back to basics. You'll see why when we go into it. The basics is the Wakefield Doctrine is a way of looking at the people in your life, the behavior of the people in your life. It's a tool, it's a perspective. And the thing about it is that it proposes that we all live in 3 characteristic worldviews, personal realities, and that the 3, that of the outsider, the Clark, the predator, the Scott, and the herd member, which is the Rogerian worldview. The simple idea, it's fairly simple, of the doctrine is that you grow up in the personal reality that we're describing as that of the outsider. You get to be an adult, you will look a lot like the Clark. If you grow up in the world of a predator, you will have those characteristics that we describe of Scots. And if you happen to grow up as a member of the herd, the Rogerian worldview, from the early age that we say you do, your coping skills, your strategies, your way of dealing with people will look awfully Rogerian. So we go backwards. We don't say, hey, tell us all about your likes and dislikes and things like that, and then we'll assign you a personality type. We do it the other way. We say, hey, look, you seem to relate yourself to the world in a certain way that's a lot like the Rogerian worldview. We work it backwards. The advantage of it is that we're less concerned with the individual and more how a person relates themselves to the world around them. That's the whole thing, which ties into this week's discussion. It was about how do we tell if the 7 dwarves were Scots or Rogers, which raised the question of can you tell about the nature of groups from a doctrine perspective? The answer, I think, at the end of the day is sure you can. Same way you do with people. You look at the group as a whole, set aside the individuals as a whole, and infer how that group is relating itself to the world around you. Done. And whatever your answer is, you're done. Now, the last thing, it'll be a quick video. The last point, which is a standard thing we say about the doctrine, will tie all of this together. We say at the Wakefield Doctrine, the doctrine is for you, it's not for them. So everything that we infer about the group, 7 dwarves, were they Scotian or were they Rogerian? Everything we infer about another person, are they a Scot or what? It's all meant for you. It's not meant for them. It doesn't matter whether or not the 7 dwarves collectively or individually know that they're a Scotian or Rogerian. What does matter is how does that help you deal with them damn 7 dwarfs? It's for you, it's not for them. When you find a person in the family, Christine brought up somebody that she thought was a Clark. Using the Wakefield Doctrine to determine that the person's a Clark is fun and useful, and she can correctly infer that the person is a Clark. Doesn't do anything for that person. It isn't meant to do anything for that person, the person in question. It's meant to do something for Christine. And what it's meant to do isn't to give her ways to change that person, it gives her another way, an additional way, in a way that she might not have had before of seeing the world through the eyes of that person. That's all this doctrine thing is meant to do. Lets us see the world as the other person is experiencing it. It's a huge thing, but it's not a tool that you can change other people with. It's not a club that you can beat them over the head with. It's not even a fix for other people. It's not. It's for you, it's not for them. But it's still fun. And so we'll sign off for this week.